Okay, we are live. We are live. All right, wait a couple minutes. Okay, all right, now we're live. I want to welcome everyone to my live. Oh, hi, Jay. Is that how you say it? Uh, Welcome to tonight's live. Um, Tonight it's going to be a brief live. Something I want to talk about. Something that happened to me today and got me thinking about this subject. And I want to talk about misconceptions, okay, of interracial relationships, i.e., dating, marriage, misconceptions about people that are involved in these interracial relationships. And a lot of times, people in general, we have misconceptions. There's a lot of stereotypes, a lot of generalizations, a lot of things that people think of one another that a lot of times ain't true. It's just stuff that we've heard and stuff we've been told. And a lot of times when you're not around a certain group of people, you might tend to believe it. A lot of times people hear things over and over, they tend to believe them. Um, not always, but a lot of times people do. Um, and what I want to talk about is when it comes to interracial relationships, um, everybody's got their opinion about it, right? Um, and when we talk about, hey, Josh, how's it going? When we talk about interracial relationships, um, a lot of stuff you're going to hear, a lot of misconceptions, a lot of stuff people will say. Um, we've all heard this that, you know, black women are told that, you know, white men, the reason they're talking to you or the reason they're interested in you is because they have a fetish or because they have some sort of desire, some uh, some experience they want to have with you. We hear that all the time. I know my wife when I started dating my wife. Some of her friends, some of even her family members, tried to encourage her not to date me, not to marry me. Not all, very few of them. Most of her family were friendly and they accepted me. Um, but on my side, I had some people say, "Well, you don't know what you're getting into. These interracial things don't work. Um, there's you know, such a cultural difference, and society won't accept it." Hey, Thelma, and hey, Natasha, and society just ain't going to accept it. And we don't want you to get hurt, so it's probably best you guys don't go too far with it. Okay. Um, but I love my wife. She loves me, so we didn't listen to all that junk. But there's all these misconceptions. Okay. White guy's after you because he fetishizes you, because he has a desire that he wants to fulfill. And some guys are like that. Some guys do have that. But there are a lot of guys that actually have love for black women. And a lot of white guys have love for black women. A lot of men of different races do. Um, and you can see it as interracial dating's increasing. Um, it just gets bigger and bigger. And, I'm telling you now that, we might not be seeing it on social media so much, but we are seeing more interracial couples. They're popping up. A lot of black women, white men, black women, some Asian guys. And you're seeing that in society. I know me and my wife, we've been married almost 28 years. Uh, and we've seen a drastic increase from the time we started, you know, before we started dating and we got married. And, it's grown since the 80s, 90s, 2021. I mean, it's growing rapidly. But, there's still misconceptions, there's still haters. Um, and one of, I talk about the fetishization, and I focus because it's like, it just drives me crazy because a lot of that is crap. I mean, yeah, there are guys that fetishize, and fetishization goes both ways. And I tell you, today when I was at work, I had a situation, and a couple, guys I work with, um, we got in a discussion. I don't know, probably a couple weeks ago about interracial dating because one of the guys, he's black and he's married to a white woman, and and we got into a discussion about this fetishization thing. And there were three of us talking about it, and they says, well, a lot of white guys do fetishize black women, and we know you're not like that, but there is quite a few. And I was like, no, I believe most aren't, but okay, I don't know every person's personal feelings on that. And anyway, but we all believe what we believe, right? And today I was at work, and this woman that works there, um, she likes to wear tight clothing and stuff. And these two guys told me, "Hey, come over here, check this out." And I'm like, "What? Okay, what?" And they pointed at this woman, and she was wearing tight clothes, and it was a white woman. And they say, "You're going like this because she's got a butt like a black woman, right?" And I mean, they're sitting there looking at this woman, and mind you, they were giving me a lecture on fetishization a couple weeks ago. And then I just turned and looked at them and said, "That's why my marriage is going to last longer than yours." And I just walked away. And a lot of times at work, we'll goof off and do stuff, but does people know what a fetish is? I think sometimes people don't. Um, when you look at the definition, it's you know, focusing on a body part for sexual gratification. Um, looking at a woman like an object. That's the definition I got out of it. Um, but it seems like sometimes people assume that a white guy approaches a black woman and says she's beautiful. Somehow we're going into fetishization mode, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's like but all men do it. Women do it too. I mean, but anyway, that's a misconception. But I don't want to dwell on that too much. It's just one of my pet peeves. I just hate hearing about it because I know with me it's not a fact. It's not the truth. Um, some people say you date out, you marry out, you're a self-hater. You hate your group. Um, I don't hate my group. I'm a white guy, always been. I like being a white guy. I'm happy with it. I just happen to be in love with a black woman, and I've been married to her for almost 28 years. It don't change who I am. It don't change who she is. Um, so a lot. You'll see a lot of times people that interracially date will try to kind of, I don't know what is that word. They'll try to appropriate a culture or try to maybe use some words that are stereotypical to kind of, I guess, they fit in. I don't know. To me, it's kind of weird. Um, but most guys like me that date that in an interracial relationship are actually just normal everyday people. And I've been told through years that when they find out who my wife is, you don't look like the kind of guy that would marry a black woman. And I'd be like, well, what kind does that look like? And maybe it's because I don't appropriate, or I don't talk with slang, or I don't try to fit a stereotype to fit in. I don't know. Um, I'm just being myself. And most people, they like people to be themselves. I know with black women that I've talked to, they mostly like white guys that are themselves, that don't try to act like something they're not. Now with black guys, I don't know. I haven't really dug into that, but I would think they'd probably think the same thing. They just want to be with that person they're interested in. I don't know. Also, with this interracial relationships, people that I've talked to seem to believe that because my wife's black and I'm white, that we got to have discussions about race. Okay, that we just have to talk about it all the time. That we got to get down to it, and well, we don't hardly talk about race. I mean, we know who we are, and we're just living our life. Um, if racial issue comes up and we talk about it, we just talk about it like two people would. And a lot of times people think you're in an interracial relationship, you got to hash it out. And, you know, I don't know. That just weird because people always ask me, well, how do you get through that racial barrier? How do you deal with the racial issues? What about, when the police have a wrongful shooting or something? Do you guys, I mean, how does normal people talk about it? If you're of the same race, what would you say? Um, we both know what's right and wrong, but we don't harp on it. I mean, anyway, that's one of those misconceptions too that just kind of irk me, that we have to just totally focus on race all the time. We don't need to. Um, Also, another thing people will tell you to discourage you from dating out or marrying out, especially towards black women, they'll say that white guys not only fetishize you, but if a white guy's snaps, he's going to go in on you harder than black men would. Okay, you hear that a lot, right? I've been married to my wife 28 years. I've never laid a hand on her. Another misconception. Are there evil white guys that would do that? Sure. There's evil men across the board. Um, but when you're interracially dating and married, you're there for that person because you love that person. You treat them like a human being, like you would if you're both black or both white. Um, you just look different. Um, you know, Another misconception that they'll try to scare you away from interracially dating is your kids, your biracial kids. Oh, they won't know. They'll be confused. They won't know what to do, what to think, who to identify with. And well, first of all, they don't need to identify with nobody but themselves and be who they are. Um, you know, I mean, my kids are doing pretty good. I mean, they've grown up happy. They're grown up now. They're adults. They're all college educated. My oldest has a master's degree, so I don't think they're walking around confused. Um, and me and my wife taught them they don't have to identify with a certain group because we didn't train them that way because we don't want them to take sides and feel one group is better than the other. We never wanted that to happen. They got their family on both sides. They need to love their family. So if you teach your kids not to be confused, they're not going to be confused. But if you teach them they got to identify with the group, yeah, you can confuse them. But teach them to love, to love who they are, and just to know that they're they're no better than anybody else, and they're not less than. You know, they're not above anybody or below anybody. They're human beings. We should teach them as such, right? Uh, but that misconception, and there's so many of them. And right now, you know, we have stereotypes. I've told you something about white guys. We're crazy. We'll snap. Um, we're out there fetishizing. We're just going crazy. If we want to be with a black woman, it's just a desire. And people send me, trolls come out there and says, you just lust after black women. Oh, really? Okay. I've been married to one almost 28 years, and that's my first and only marriage. Um, I don't mess with any other woman but my wife. Uh, lust, really? I mean, lust don't last 28 years. I'm telling you that right now. Um, but you hear all these misconceptions, and then there's stuff about black women, some misconceptions. You'll see on TV, you'll see in movies, you'll see like Tiffany Haddish. She's a comedian, and I got nothing against her. Um, but sometimes she'll play the black woman that's loud, crazy, over sexualized, and most black women I know aren't nothing like that at all. But there's an image coming out right now. We're starting to see black women in the professional mode. Goldman Sachs has invested what billions of dollars in the black uh, businesses owned by black women. So they're seeing something, right? You're seeing in my neighborhood, you're seeing more interracial relationships. You're seeing more where I live, more black women, white men, or black women, Hispanic men, because that's the majority of the men in my neighborhood. You're seeing more of it, and white men and men of other races are coming for black women more and more. And in 20 years, or maybe even 10 years, I just want to see the census. Okay, because I think it's like 19% of people are in interracial relationships or marriages. That's 19%. So that's probably like I don't know, out of 350 million in the United States, you're going to get a few million anyway. And it's growing crazy. Uh yeah, Goldman Sachs is just the beginning. And black women are, they're being seen as an asset. Um and I'm telling you, I just see it in the corporate world. I see my wife when she goes to her job, how black women are valued, how they're making things happen, actually competing with men in a lot of cases. I mean, they're awesome, they're resilient. So men of other races are seeking them now. They're starting to date and marry them more. And it's just, and right now there's like a delayed effect. It's happening, but we kind of see it a little bit later. But if you look at the stats, it's overwhelming. And another thing, you look at interracial marriages, when it comes to black women, white men, uh, they're 40% less likely to end in divorce than the other combination. And I'm not putting the other combination down because I don't believe groups of people are better than the other. I think people get better outcome because of the choices they make, you know. And when you're dating and marrying, you got to do it strategically. And white men and black women are doing it strategically. Black men and white women not so much. And you can't, I'm not saying all, but if you look at the numbers don't lie. And I'm not to put nobody down by no means. And I want to clear up this because I have my channel, and mostly we talk about, you know, interracial relationships with black women and white men. That don't mean I'm against black men and white women relationships. I'm not. I support them just like I would the other ones. I want all marriages to succeed. Um, but there's a lot of misconceptions. You get through those misconceptions, you'll find out stuff that a lot of that stuff ain't true. And black women can go into any neighborhood, any community, and date any man they want. You know, uh, what's that, Corey? Yeah. But anyway, it just drives me crazy all these misconceptions. And right now when I showed that video about the Lovings, the case that took place in 1967 in the Supreme Court when marriage was made legal across the United States. Um, the biggest group that jumped into interracial relationships it was black men and white women. They've interracially dated more than any group out there. And I think black men are the biggest group to interracially date and marry out. And I'm not against it. I mean, you should be with whoever you want to be with. But when you do it, you just got to get out of those misconceptions and be with that person because you love that person. Okay. Um, I've listened to a lot of interracial couples, today. Just listen to them on YouTube while I was at work and hearing them talk. And, a lot of them say, well, they've dated, different races and they just happen to come together. Um, it happens that way. Some people choose what group they want to date. And, we have preferences. I did. I came out of the gate seeking black women. That was just my preference. I have a love for them, and nothing wrong with that. I don't hate nobody else. We just all have our preferences. Nothing wrong with that. But we need to open up our options because if you look at it, look how many marriages fail and succeed in the United States. Almost half of them end up in divorce, if not half. It's close to half across the board. All racial groups, half is going to end up a failure, a divorce. Now, you see that, right? And when I talk about interracial relationships, I had one show where I had trolls coming in and saying, what about black love? And I'm for black love. Yeah, sure. I'm for love across the board. Every group should have love. But if we're looking at numbers, and the reason I say date out, and I've heard black people say this, men and women, that black women only 25 to 30% get married. So what happens to the other 70 to 75%? Do they just not want to get married? I mean, that's your choice. Um, there's other groups of men that are willing to date black women. So logically, it makes sense, right? If everybody wants to get married and have a family, and you know, but I think it's going that way because a lot of black men are dating out, marrying out, so women are going to start doing. They're going to be kind of forced to. Um, and nothing wrong with that. I think we're better off as a nation when more people are married, when more people have families, because you got structure. And if you look at it, children that come from married households are more likely to be successful than kids from single. Now, that's not saying that kids in single parent families are doomed. They're not. I've seen a lot of, you know, yeah. No, it's not about black love, Natasha. I was just putting a point out there. Um, I have nothing against it. I support love across the board. Black love, white love, Hispanic love. I mean, you know, but I also support interracial love too, and I support it across the board. I think as a nation we'd be better off if we, instead of hooking up to date we'd hook up and get married and have families. That's what I'm for. I it don't matter to me who's dating who. I don't care. I don't care how many black men date white women or the other way around. Um, as long as you're happy and you find that person you love, that's what I'm for. And I like interracial relationship. I like seeing it because these people are showing they love each other even though they're from a different racial group. And interracial relationships and marriages are going to grow. You're not going to stop it. These people that want to stay race loyal, and I mean, they'll keep it in their little group, but you know what? Their kids and grandkids are going to venture out. I mean, we're humans. Men and women are attracted to each other. And people say, well, it's not natural for people to date outside their race. Yeah, it is. I mean, guys, tell me, are you attracted to women just only your own race? Really? I mean, women are beautiful, you know, and women are attracted to men. Some people prefer to date and marry people of another race. Nothing wrong with it, you know. Yeah, it's their choice to stay loyal, Corey. Yeah. Um, you know, what's that? I'm trying to say want to promote black love, but yeah, they do. And this channel is about interracial relationships. That's what it's about. But yeah, trolls come in and they try to promote their, and you know, that's what trolls do. I mean, I'm not against what they do. Hey, if you can find love in marriage in any group, do it. In today's world, you know, like I said, half marriages end up in divorce. Uh, a lot of single parent families in every racial group. I remember growing up seeing, I had friends that, come from single mothers. And a lot of those people were white and Hispanic kids. And, so it's across the board. It's the numbers are higher in, a certain group than another group, but it's still, we're losing the battle when it comes to the family, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to doing it God's way. We're losing the battle. Um, our culture, and I'm talking the American culture. I'm not talking, different racial cultures. I'm talking in our nation across the board. Marriage ain't valued like it is. Uh, having children out of wedlock is acceptable now. People are doing it all over. And I'm not going in on single parents. I'm not. Um, there's things that happen, but we got to be leery on the choices we make, and that's where vetting comes in. Now, we're seeing success with black women, white men marriages, yes, and it's surprising and it's encouraging. Is there failure in that group? Sure is. There's a lot of divorces in our group, but by the numbers, we're doing better than other groups, you might say. But in today's world, we need to work on our marriage. We need to work on our family. And I tell you, you know, when it comes to a family, the family's the backbone of the neighborhood, of the nation. Um, but that's what I'm for. I'm for love across the board. Now I talk about interracial relationships because I'm in one. That's my life. And people say, well, interracial dating and this marriage, it's a trend. For me, it's a way of life. And for a lot of people, this trend is turned into a way of life. Uh, you know, and we're seeing that. And it's going to happen more. It's going to happen more and more. And, but instead of worrying who's dating who and who's marrying who and what racial groups going here and there and everywhere, What we should focus on is building stronger families. You know, uh, but I'm for interracial relationships across the board, and you know, but I hear people complaining about it. There's people that are against it. There's haters out there. I was watching one guy. He was complaining about interracial commercials and stuff. Um, I mean, businesses put out commercial and they target uh, different areas, different groups because they see trends happening. What's increasing every day? Interracial relationships, interracial marriage. I mean, I think since the '60s, it's increased by like four or 500% or something. I mean, most people marry within their racial group, yes, but interracial relationships is growing. Was it Godfrey? Yeah, he went. Godfrey was one of them. Uh, yeah, I did a video a while back on Godfrey about when he was complaining about that billboard advertisement with the white guy and black woman. Yeah, but I've heard other people complain about those commercials. He's not the only one. Um, but why would you care? Why would it matter? Um, so and there's a misconception that people think that because I have this channel somehow I'm against black men, and I'm not. Um, sometimes women will come in here and vent and talk about their experiences. Okay, everybody should be able to vent, right? But I'm not against them. I don't even pay attention, you know. And just like me, they have every right to date and marry who they want to, just like I do. So I support them in it, you know. Um, but my channel is, interracial relationships, interracial marriage. And then I'll talk about faith. I'll talk about the Bible too. I throw that in there. And you know, but that's what my channel's about. And but I just felt I had to come rant about this because this, and that thing that happened to work just irked me because they were looking at this woman and looking at their butt, and they were talking about how white guys fetishize, and they were fetishizing. They were looking at her butt. They were, and I'm like, and I just said, hey, that's why my marriage is going to last longer than yours, and I walked away. And they're like, well, we didn't mean nothing bad about it. I says, well, look what you just did. And one of them's married. Why are you looking at another woman? That's where we're falling, right? Your eyes? Keep your eyes on your wife. And that's what I told that guy. Keep your eyes on your wife. You know? Keep your wants and desires. They belong to your wife. And women, they belong to your husband. They don't belong to nobody else. You shouldn't even, be looking. Your eyes will get in trouble. And these people say, oh, well, I can look but don't touch. No, you can't. Yeah, lust is lusting. Race is irrelevant. That's right. We as white men do not have a monopoly on fetishization. That's that's a human thing. Anybody can do it. Like anybody can lust after other people. You know, it's a human thing. It's a sin. It's anybody's capable of doing it. But you know, categorize one group as the one that does it. That's kind of silly to me. Oh, thank you, Natasha. But you know, love should be celebrated. And wherever you find it, every racial group should be able to find love, be able to be married, be able to have a family, regardless of the racial group. And interracial couples should have that too. Um, yeah, you're right, Thelma, and it tells us that in the Bible. You know, lusting is having those thoughts is already cheating. You're already committing adultery. It's biblical. It says that. That's why you don't look at other women. As men, you're married. You do not do that. Women, you don't do that either. Um, that's where you get in trouble. Um, there's a reason why we don't do that. There's a reason, and I tell people this, you know, I have friends that are women. I do. I have a lot of friends that are women, but I never hang out with a woman by myself. I don't do that. And that's out of respect for my wife. Plus, people get in trouble that way, right? You start feeling comfortable with that person. Oh, we're good friends. Yeah, we have fun together. Then it could lead to something it shouldn't lead to. Um, you know, even your gosh, when you're married, even your company belongs to your wife. Your desires, your everything, you know. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to rant, get this out, and thought I'd go live and talk to you guys a little bit. And that just irked me today. And you know, if you're dating interracially or thinking about it, you know, just clear your mind of these misconceptions. Treat that person like they're just another human being. If it's a white guy and you're black, just treat them like you would treat a man. You vet them, see what he's like. Same thing, man. She's black, but she's a woman. You don't have to throw that racial barrier in there. A lot of times we create more obstacles than we need to. Um, People are people, regardless. People want to be loved. People want to have someone in their life. People want to have families. We all have our wants and our needs, so just treat them like people. Um, you know, and don't worry about what the world thinks because you know what? People are always going to have their opinion. And don't try to let people lead you out of a blessing, you know. But then again, you interracially date, don't just assume the grass is greener over the hill. You still got to vet, okay? Question, do you believe in love at first sight? Uh yes and no. You could see someone and have love for them, but I don't think it's real love till you get to know that person. Um, because you can fall in love with someone because of their beauty and how they carry themselves, but I think once you really get to know that person, that's when the true love comes in. Because I had love for my wife when I seen her. Yeah, I thought she was awesome, but I really fell in love with her when I got to know her. When I got to see how she's about, and I could feel that love. You know, and you get a look in the love from all directions. Um, and when we talk about love, a lot of times people think love is the physical love, the sexual part of it. That's not love. That's a part of love that's supposed to be within marriage, but it's not love. Love is, it's such a wide range of things. I mean, love is caring for that person, wanting them to be happy, spending time with them, thinking about them. Yeah, you're going to have your intimate moments, but you love that person all the way around. But a lot of times we don't do that. We look at you know the physical appearance and the physical act of you know We don't look at the whole person. When you love somebody, you care about them in all areas. You want them to be happy. You want them to be taken care of. You think about their needs. You think about, you know, it's like when I'm with my wife, I know when she's upset. I know when she's happy. She don't have to say nothing to me. And it bothers me when she's not happy because I love her. I want her to be happy. And we all have our bad days. Um, but pray for the opposite sex alone by yourself, not a person. Let someone say, yeah. I mean, thing of it is get to know people. Okay, you know, you can date, marry whoever you want, and black women, I'm telling you, um, more and more men of other races are coming for you. They are, and black women are starting to get that image of being professional, uh, running businesses. And black women are really traditional too, and that's a beautiful thing too. A lot of them, are family orientated. Um, I've seen that. Now, are they all like that? No, no, you can't say all, but a lot of them. In general, black women are pretty successful if you look at the stats and you get to know them. And why anybody would, I don't know, attack them. It just blows my mind when I see black women getting attacked by black men or other black women. I mean, and what really is crazy is I'm starting to see, you know, um, it's weird. It's like a lot of black men have a preference for lighter complected black women, but you're starting to see a lot of white guys going for the darker complected. Um, I'll tell you the truth on that. Most white guys are like me. They don't really look at the light or dark. We really don't think like that. We just think she's a black woman. I never really thought about that till people pointed that out. I never knew colorism was a thing, you know, but I found that out when I got married. You know, uh, it's a shame people think like that. I don't think it's wrong to have a preference, but don't put the other one down. Um, yeah, you're right, Denise. Yeah, um, I've seen it. Um, and why would see? Here's my debacle on this. Um, when I look at it, and I have a lot of value for black women. That's been my preference. My wife is black. I've been married for several years, and I look at black women and I see something that's special. I see, and I've seen it for years. You know, they're a blessing. And when I look at one out of four getting married, I just wonder. And I think the men in the community are taking them for granted because you have the most beautiful woman on earth, the most loyal woman on earth, the most successful woman on earth, if we want to go there. And why wouldn't you want to marry that woman? I'm just saying. Now, me, when I was seeking out black women, I wanted to be with them. And when I got old enough, I wanted to marry a black woman. I even prayed that God would allow me to marry a black woman. I did this. That's how much love and respect I have for them. And I'm a white guy. I wasn't around black people a lot. I mean, I did grow up and have some black friends and stuff. Yes, they were in the neighborhood, but they were a small minority. But, you know, the women I came across, the black women, I don't know if God just opened my eyes and just seen the truth and the beauty of them. You know, in fact, that's what happened. And I seen the value in black women. And my life is a testament of that. If you look at my wife and how long we've been married, You know I love black women. I do. And I'm not ashamed to say it. And, just like I love the Lord, I'm not ashamed to say it. Um, you know, and it's kind of funny because when I got married back in '94, there were some people that told me, "Well, it's not going to work," and people had their doubts. Um, and then once I retired out of the army and came home, and they see I'm still married and stuff. One guy told me, he says, "Dang, you've been married all that long? You got a good marriage." He told me, he says, "Maybe I should have married a black woman." I said, "No, you should have prayed about it and then married a black woman." That was my answer. But anyway, but I've been blessed, and black women are a blessing. And I don't know why more people ain't lifting them up. Why we ain't talking about the accomplishments. Why aren't we talking about it? I am. I'm going to talk about it. They're the most educated. Why can't we say that? Why can't we give them credit where credit's due? They're the most loyal. When it comes to interracial marriage, it's successful with black women. Okay, I mean, why don't we talk about that? I'm seeing stuff on YouTube talking about black women and weave and acting crazy and stuff. Why? Why are we going there? Why aren't we focused on the accomplishments, the real deal? Why aren't we showing the real image, the educated black woman? Why aren't we showing the professional black woman that's running the business? Why aren't we showing the traditional black woman that's taking care, of the kids and supporting her husband? Why aren't we showing that one? Why aren't we showing the black woman that's in church faithful? You know, I'm seeing it every day in my life. Why aren't we seeing it on YouTube? I'm just saying, it blows my mind. I mean, and I don't know. I just know that I've been blessed by black women, and my wife has been a blessing, and I just want to talk about that, and I just like you know sharing how I feel, and ain't nothing I'm saying that's a lie. It's all true. Um, but anyway, but that's where my heart's at. But you know, if you want to interracially date and you're strong enough and you're not worried about what your family and friends think and you can put that person above everything else, then do it. If it bothers you, don't, because somebody's going to get hurt. Um, interracial marriages can be a blessing. I've been blessed in my marriage. You know, and I've seen successful marriages. Because the people don't care what people think and they put their husband and wife first. And that's what you're supposed to do. The most important person in my family is my wife. You know, you offend my wife, you offend me. You know, I can cut off any family member if they interfere with my wife. And that's how you got to be, because that's the most important person in your life. And, even above my kids. And I really love my kids. I mean, I'm always there for them. But my wife is the most important person. And, you know, and when you talk standard of beauty, people say that white women are. Well, I'm going to tell you what the standard of beauty is. I'm going to put this out there. The standard of beauty is a man's wife. So, you know, so people, they try to say that white women are the standard. Well, more people are married to white women because they're the majority of women. But is it the standard of beauty? For a man that's married to her, sure. Just like my wife is the standard of beauty in my life. Because that's my wife. She's held above all women. She's put on that pedestal. People say that white women, through the years have been put on a pedestal, and we've done that through our culture. My grandfather did it, my dad did it, and now I'm doing it. The only difference is I got a black woman up there. You know. But anyway, uh, I could talk all night. Um, I'm gonna put the link. If you guys want to come up, I'll give a few minutes. Um, if not, that's fine too. Um, but the bottom line in this message tonight is get to know those people. You'll find out that us white guys they aren't so bad. You know, some of us are all right. And guys get to know that black woman you're interested in. You find out she's awesome. Don't look at what people are saying. You know, don't look at the media. Don't look at the social media. Get to know that person. Then you find the truth about that person. Because bottom line, we're all individuals. You know, we can generalize people and we can run stats and stuff, but bottom line, we're all different. I mean, me and my brother are different people. We kind of think a lot alike, but we're different because we're individuals. Um, and that's just the thing. Get to know that person. Stay away from those stereotypes and generalizations. Get to know the truth. And if you're dating someone of another race, don't try to be like that race. Just be you. I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, they'll like the real you better than what you're trying to be. Um, and I've talked to a lot of people about that issue. Um, because they want the real thing. They want the real you. They're interested in you. They ain't interested in what you're trying to act like you are. Um, I'm new here. Oh, thanks. Welcome to the channel. Glad you came in. Deneen Jackson, good to see you. Yeah, but anyway, just have a clear mind, vet that person, step away from these generalizations, these stereotypes, and get to know that person. And you'll find out that basically people are people. We might be a different race, but we all generally want the same things. We all want to be loved. We all want to have someone in our lives. You know, we might look different, but a lot of ways we got a lot of similarities. And you know, just think about that. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and close. Yeah, always vet. I'm gonna go ahead and close this channel. Or close this live. No, I'm not closing the channel. I'm just going to close the live. I'm going to be going live Thursday, Thanksgiving, for a little bit. Um, Me and my wife are going to come on, and we're going to talk about you know ho- holidays with with our families. Two different racial groups, and how our families have come together as good friends because of me and my wife. It's an awesome thing. Um, and I'll have both families over, both my family and my wife's family. And you know what? We do it every year. It's a tradition we've started. They all come up here for Thanksgiving, and I think they like it because we kind of live outside of town, away from everything, and we got more room here, so it's like everybody gravitates to our house, and that's fine. Um, but Thursday we're going to be, of course, eating turkey and ham and watching football, and uh, we're going to have the whole family over. It's going to be a fun time. But afterwards, in that evening, me and my wife are going to come in and talk a little bit about it, and just talk about interracial families. How, and both me and my wife are blessed because we got good families, and you know what, you know, and they accepted our marriage. Nobody fought it. I mean, there were some people that didn't think it was a good idea, but you know what? Uh, both our parents accepted it. I mean, um, both our families are Christian families, and both me and my wife are Christians, so it kind of worked together nicely, and that's probably why our families, you know, came together with us. It's like me and my wife came together, but our families did. And hey, Humbly Complex, good to see you. Uh, you know, Not only did me and my wife come together as husband and wife, but our families came together as friends. What's that, Shannon? I'm learning in my 40s that I my had to force my attraction to black men because expected of me. I'm 42 and white men are always been fine. Yeah, you know what? You shouldn't be forced to think anything. You be attracted to whoever you want to be, you know. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in, you know, we all have our preference. If you're in the white guys, that's cool. Asian, um, you know, Hispanic. I see a lot of women talking about Italian guys. I guess that's a popular group there, and but hey, whatever you like, what makes you happy, you know, because it's your life, But vet that man, vet that woman, make sure they're right for you, make sure they're the right person, okay? Because you know, garbage flows in every neighborhood. Just keep that in mind. I believe that black women are not praised enough because upsetting black men. Well, it shouldn't be that way. I mean, we should lift up women. I think across the board, Um, women are the prize. Women are the treasure. The Bible says, that women are a treasure, that they're worth more than rubies and precious stones. You find a wife, you find a good thing. I mean, the Bible says how precious women are. How come us as guys ain't saying it? You know, and no group of men should be upset because as women are getting praised. Yeah, let God pick you want what you want to be. Okay, let God pick. You won't be disappointed. That's right. Let God pick. You won't be disappointed. Yeah, if you let God pick, you'll get the right wife, the right husband. But a lot of times we don't vet very well. We go for the looks. They're fun to be with, and we jump in when we really should get to know that person first. Yeah, that's right. When a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing. He does. And when I look at that and I look at my wife, I'm like, that is so true. Um, my wife, I mean, my life is a blessing because of my wife. Um, she just, it's true. A good wife is, it says in the Bible too, a good wife's worth her weight in gold. Um, you can't buy that blessing. You can't earn that blessing. That's a blessing from God, you know. And one thing I did right when I was searching for my wife, I did a lot of things wrong, but the one thing I did right is I asked God for a good wife, and I prayed about it. I guess that's one thing I could say I did good. I didn't go about it all the right way like I should have, but it worked out. God's still blessed. Um, yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close this up. Thank you for coming on, but just think of the message. Put those stereotypes and generalizations aside. Don't worry about the haters. Um, be with who you want to be with. Okay. Um, find that quality man, that quality woman. Okay. Don't be thinking high value because high value that's subjective. People value men because they got money, or because they value women because they might look like a supermodel, or you know, we want quality, and we value quality, sure, but you know, good evening, Miss Lady. Open the dating outside, and I pray God for someone. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, loneliness is hard. We've dealt with that. And you know, but you can find a good man, a good woman in all colors. I believe that. Um, when you get down to the character of the person, what's in their heart, um, and that's how God looks at us. God's not a respecter of person. He don't care what position we have in life. He don't care if we're good looking or ugly, or what he cares about is our heart. You know, God's not a respecter of person. God loves us, and he's concerned about our heart, not about how much money we got, or you know how popular we are, or you know he don't care about those things. He cares about our heart. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close out. Thank you for coming on tonight. Sorry it's late. I'm just working around work. Um, but I have a good time doing this. You guys lift me up. Um, and I want to celebrate interracial dating. I do. I want to celebrate the Lord too while I'm doing this. And I want to celebrate black women, because black women, you're beautiful. Um, you're leading the way in so many areas. And I don't think you get enough praise. I think you deserve a lot more than you get. But I'm going to throw you some love and praise, and tell you my appreciation. And, you know, but I love you guys, each and every one of you. Um, and I hope you have a good night. I'll be coming on Thursday night. I don't know what time. It won't be this late. It'll be earlier than this. But, me and my wife are going to come on and talk, and, talk about our families and stuff, and talk about, the holidays, Thanksgiving and stuff. And, oh, thank you. Thank you, Oshuna. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not good with pronouncing names. Uh, but anyway, guys, thank you for coming on. Thank you for your kind words, and thank you for listening to me. I know I can get long winded and talk and talk and talk. Um, but I love doing it, and I love seeing you guys on. And I'll see you guys Thursday evening. Um, Enjoy your Thanksgiving, everyone, and you know, enjoy being around family and stuff. And I'm gonna pray for each and every one of you. I don't know everybody's name, but I'll be saying a prayer, and you know, just just think about what I said. When you're dating, just treat these people like people, because we're all people, and get to know that person. Vet. Okay. Um, and pray, because when you're looking for somebody in a relationship, you need God's help. Okay. Um, anyway, um, I'll see you guys Thursday, and you guys have a good night. God bless you and your families. And if any of you have anything you want me to talk about or anything, just send me an email. If you guys ever want to come on the show and talk to me, we can have a one-on-one, or we can have a panel. Um, I usually leave it open if somebody wants to come on, but if you want to do a show, if you want to come into my prayer meetings too, um, If you're a Christian like me and you want to come in, and what I do is I just read it, I just read a few verses and I talk, about God and, you know, stuff and, just kind of show my love for the Lord and stuff. And if you're a Christian like me, I enjoy you coming in. And like I said, that'll be open too if you guys want to say a prayer or, oh, movie review. Yeah. Yeah, we're going. I think I'm going to do Hey Humbly Complex. I think I'm going maybe I could talk my wife into doing movie reviews with me. Uh or if any of you guys want to come on and do a movie review panel, cuz I like to have at least one other person, cuz it makes it more engaging and more fun. Um how about if we start doing movie reviews on Sunday? We'll start it after this Sunday. We'll start movie reviews on Sunday because I'll do like the prayer meeting and then later on we'll do the movie review. How was that? Made in America? Yeah, we'll do that one next, okay? Let's see, what's today? You want to do it want me to do it Sunday? Will that work, Humbly Complex? Now I got to just find somebody to do it with me because I don't want to do it by myself. That I don't think that'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, we'll shoot for Sunday on that. After the prayer meeting later on, we'll do the movie review, and we'll do Made in America. So if you guys haven't seen it, you can get it like on. You can find it. I think it's on Stars or Cinemax or something like that. Uh, yeah, we'll do it on that, and then I'll look for a trailer to do it on and stuff, and see if I could find one that don't have music, so I don't get a copyright claim on it. Um, but yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, see it, and we'll do a movie review on it. Um, what you think, good or bad, and it started. Yeah, I've seen it. Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson. That's an old movie. Uh, I think Nia Long looks like a teenager in that one. I think her and Will Smith were in it. I mean, they look really young. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, we'll do that Sunday. Sunday, I'm going to do a movie review. Okay, guys? We're going to do Made in America. That'll be after the prayer meeting. It'll probably be a couple hours after, so I could take a little break and, get something to eat and stuff, and then we'll go into that. And if you guys want to be a part of that panel, let me know. Um, because like I said, I want to do it where there's at least two of us on there talking about it. Because I like to do at least two. That way we get, another person's perspective. And that way you hear us talking too. So we'll do that. Uh, Thursday, I'll do a live. Me and my wife are going to come on and do a live and talk about our families and how as we came together in marriage, our family came together as friends and how that worked out. And I'll share that with you guys. And then Sunday will be the prayer meeting. And then we'll do the movie review on Made in America. And then if you guys have a movie you want me to do a movie review on it, send me an email. Okay. Sorry I forgot about that, Humbly Complex. I just been having so much going on lately. It just and I wanted to put my prayer meeting in there, and I felt that I had to put God into this channel, and that's just me because I feel I need to give the Lord His praise, and that helps keep me honest too, um, because I don't want to put out no false information, and I don't want to lead nobody the wrong way or anything. So that's why I did that. But anyway, I'll see you guys Thursday. Um, Which jersey today? Oh, this jersey is this is the Arizona Coyotes. That's the jersey I'm wearing today. Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Humbly Complex. I appreciate it. Every Yeah, be careful driving this weekend. That's a good point, Natasha. Yes, guys, when you go out on Thanksgiving, be careful. Um, there's going to be people on the road that are intoxicated, and it always happens in the holidays. They get to celebrating, drinking a little too much, driving, getting behind the wheel of a car, and just be aware. Okay. Um, yeah, just be careful, and just enjoy the weekend, enjoy Thanksgiving. Um, I know I'm going to be stuffed. I'm probably going to gain 30 pounds Thursday, but that's okay. I have a long work week after that, so I'll burn it off that way. Uh, Avoid driving around the holidays. Yeah, most definitely. But anyway, guys, let me go ahead and close this out. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for your support. And always, guys, thank you for your prayers. Thank you for, your kind words and everything. You guys are uplifting. And I know since I've been on this channel, I've shared some kind of heartbreaking things that have happened in my life. Uh, my daughter with her tumor, my brother with his leg, and um, and your prayers have helped. They really have, and it's uplifting to me, and also my daughter and my brother because they do watch. Um, my daughter ain't going to put who she is out there, and I don't want her to. I get enough trolls coming my way. I don't want my family to be part of that. But they do see your prayers, and they appreciate it, and it's uplifting to them, and I thank you for that. Um, I thank you for your friendship. I thank you guys. Um, like I said, this YouTube, sometimes I pull my hair out with this thing, but you guys, keep me wanting to do this, and I love you guys. You guys are my family. You're my friends. God bless you. Um, God bless your families, and I'll see you Thursday. Have a good night.